you realize there's a continuous feedback loop, a biofeedback loop, which is why the mind, body, and spirit work together. There's no such thing as a lack of faith. There's only good faith or voodoo. And voodoo is negative belief, and good faith is believing in things unsaid, unseen, that are positive. My breathing is relaxed and effortless. I've watched Olympians come down. I can't believe that it's 20 years since Mary Lou Retton was here in Los Angeles. She was 17. Most of you were just either little children, or some of you may not even been alive, but most of you are over 20, so you're maybe 5 years old, 7, 10, 12. Mary Lou Retton, 17, little page boy haircut, red, white, and blue bodysuit. Los Angeles Poly Pavilion, standing in front of the vault, needing a 9.95 to tie the Romanian for the gold. No American woman had ever won a gold medal in gymnastics. Blown out knee, no problem. Felt a little chunky. Bella Karoli, the defective Romanian coach who taught Nadia Comaneci, the only other woman who'd ever had a perfect 10. And there's Mary Lou, 17 years old. What if it was me in her red, white, and blue bodysuit? What an image. What would I say to this vulnerable Olympian? What do you say when you talk to yourself? What do you say before you go to sleep? What do you say in the morning? What do you say before an exam? What do you say to this Olympian as you begin to perform? I would say, why me? Thank God it's Friday. Break a leg. Bronze isn't so bad, just being here is special. Romania's a better trained, probably on drugs. Wish my parents weren't here. What a jinx. There you are chewing gum. I'm standing here getting upset stomach. Here goes nothing. Hope I don't fall. Just, well, adios. I put my arm around her for a photo opportunity. I'm chairman of psychology. She said, really? I never attended your sessions. I was too busy training. I went, it's okay. I take credit in the photo. We did it. I said, let me ask you this. What were you thinking of just before you did the vault? She said, what everyone thinks about before they do anything. I said, what does a teenager think about before she does anything? And she said, it's simple. I did what you would expect me to do. Relax. Heart rate down. Thanks for the car pose, Mom. This vault's for you. Speed, power, explode, extend, rotate, plant the feet at the end. When the pressure's on, I get better just like drill. Come on, Mary Lou, this is your moment in history. Need a 10, got a 10. Let's go. I said, yeah, that's what I was thinking. Just wanted to see if it's what you were thinking. And so you've got the vicious cycle or the victor's circle. So let's get out of the vicious cycle. We imagine ourselves to be successful. We pre-play it through simulation. We rehearse. We drill. We practice. We perform. Sometimes we perform well. We feed back with reinforcement. That's more like it. Now we're getting somewhere. Sometimes we do poorly. That's not like us. We're better than that. More input needed. Target correction. Where? Always to the imagined desired result. Always to the outcome we want. Never punishing ourselves on the downward spiral. Winners imagine through goals, simulate through rehearsal, perform and then feedback. And neither is more important. Pre-play or replay are both as important. You may know me for the prisoners of war from Vietnam. I'm talking about 5.5 years in solitary confinement, 5.5 to 7. That's a long time. That's longer than a week in Iraq, I'll tell you. 5.5 years in an 8x8 cell with black pajamas and bare feet, never going outside and never talking. It's a long time to think. And there he was, Air Force Colonel George Hall. Wouldn't talk to him, wouldn't give him any information, so they kept him by himself for 5.5 years. But he was a good golfer, about 4 over par, 72 plus 4, 76. That was his golf game. So what do you do when things are not going well? You replay every success you've ever had when things are bad, and that's called the reinforcement or underpinning in bad times. He replayed every game he'd ever played in his cell for 5 years. Every divot, every stroke, every shot, every putt, every break, every flag, every ball wash, every game that he played well. And then you run out of games. And if you're younger, you don't have any games. So you pre-play other people's games that you've seen on television, the pros. You pre-play the pros, and you replay your best. And the mind can't distinguish between simulated and real activity. It stores as fact anything that has been rehearsed with the emotion and repetition. He was released along with the other prisoners from Vietnam and came back, atrophied, teeth rotted, eyes bad, back to Hattiesburg, Mississippi. Could hardly wait to get back on the golf course. The New Orleans Open with Orville Moody in the Pro-Am. He shot a 76, atrophied and withered. The news media came up, "Congratulations, Colonel, beginner's re-entry luck, huh?" He said, "Luck, are you kidding? I never three-putted to green in 5.5 years. Did you have a golf course at the Hanoi Hilton?" He said, "Yeah, in your imagination, you never miss." The greatest thing about this God-given imagination is you have the ability to play it right, in advance, and correct, without actually falling or failing. My problem is I've been practicing my mistakes on the driving range. I practice my hooks and my slices and my dubs and my tops. Go out, try to knock the cover off the ball. No coach, no mentor, no correct swing. Just go out and slug it. And for years, I've been practicing errors rather than what's right. What trends will change your assumptions? I'll tell you one thing. Fast forward. How can you be more effective and efficient? You know. More innovative, more imagination. What knowledge and skills do you need? And what do you enjoy that you would like to do more? Well, when you get to be my age, you've lived 3/4 of your life and you have this wonderful quarter left, and you really are thinking about what you'd like to do. And that's why I'd like to finish my presentation in about 10 minutes maybe on self-dimension. I've always wanted to be a winner, but I've ended up being a coach who's still trying to win. They used to say divide and conquer, but now I know that power multiplies only when it's shared. I've looked beyond myself for meaning in life, and I want more self-dimension. You're the leader of yourself and others and your family, and you've got the vision of a future that's better. Don't be discouraged by the bad news. Mount St. Helen blew her stack. Fish died. Many salmon got home by an alternate route. The trees were blown down and sent to the mill with no labor in between. The tourist season came back. Everything I've ever seen is the people with the vision of what can happen. The ego is the funniest thing. You think people with big egos have self-esteem? They don't. They don't. They desperately need your approval in order to do what they do, and they have a leak in their self-esteem, and they constantly have to pump themselves up. Remember, the arena is a circus, and therefore the somersaults and the, if you will, after every play, strutting your stuff, that's carnival stuff. The real champions in life are so humble and gracious. They just continue doing what they do without all the posturing. So if you're young, don't posture. You don't need to. If you got the real thing, you don't have to flaunt a loud imitation. Delegating authority and responsibility, that means being strong enough to let people make mistakes and slow you down a little bit. Experimentation and mistakes. A good leader tolerates that. Participate personally while leading invisibly. Resist the temptation to do it yourself, but to be there. Embrace diversity and attract people who complement your own skills. You don't want to hire people who are most like you. You want to hire people and be around people who are different. It's very difficult. We like people who have the same religious belief. We like friends who have the same political belief. We like to be around people who we're comfortable with. And if you are, you'll never expand. Get a group of friends and associates who are so different from you that they constantly challenge your comfort zone, and you'll learn a lot more. Inspire and motivate every team member. The best way is to be there in person. I have 7 children, the one by adoption, 10 grandchildren, and they've never thanked me for the money, not once. The only thing we ever talk about in our reunions is the time we've spent together. I guarantee you that when you're there in person, it's better than any money, email, anything else, is being there for somebody. Inspire and motivate by being there. In an organization, you can describe the vision with passion. The working environment fosters inspiration and camaraderie. And instead of a needs assessment, those of you who are in real estate investments or in any kind of investment, I have found that people do what they want instead of what they need. So when I raise money for organizations, I don't always have to show them the tragedy of what's happening, but instead I show them how they can be part of something really wonderful and to cater to their desire for, if you will, recognition or community support. But I always ask people what they want, and by finding what they want, I know they'll be more motivated by their wants than their needs. Think about the money you spend. You are very careful when you're buying for your needs. You're very extravagant when you're buying for your wants. You will spend more and be more excited about something you really want than careful about something that you really need. Pay attention to the details, because elephants don't bite, but fleas do, and the devil and the angel are in the details. It's really the little things that count. Look at yourself through the eyes of the others. One good way to look at yourself through the eyes of others is to go into your master bedroom, take off all your clothing in a strange California ritual. We live in the strange New Age state of California, not all of you, but some of us do, where we're searching for something else. There's more primal scream, there's more channeling in crystals, there's more weird stuff in California than anywhere else. But the thing to do is do what I learned in a Northern California rub-a-dub-dub in a redwood tub seminar. The guru said, go home, go to your bedroom. I forgot to lock the door. You need to lock your door. Then, with a smile on your face, remove every article of clothing. Stand naked in front of a full-length mirror with your eyes closed. And before you open them, put a paper bag over your head with eye holes cut out. And I dare you to stand in front of a full-length mirror with a bag over your head and look at yourself. I saw Nature's Revenge on Peeping Toms. I began to laugh and said, I don't know who you are, but I wish you'd get dressed. I gave myself a Miss America quarter turn to the left and glanced sideways. I saw things that were depressing that needed pressing. I did what only a Jim Rohn seminar attendee at the platinum level should dare, which is the rear view. I saw Miss Piggy twice struggling. I said, good Lord, what is this? And what happens, as you know, is we use small mirrors. Men shave. If we shaved naked in front of a full-length mirror, we'd cut our throats. If a woman was doing her makeup in front of full lighting, in front of a full-length mirror, she'd smear makeup all over her body. But instead, we use small mirrors and take a little at a time. And as the years go by, we justify and rationalize the person who has changed until we go, which you should never do, to your 50th high school reunion. Pass that one up. When you go to your 50th, you'll see old people who claim to be your classmates. You have capital name badges with a photo, your yearbook photo, on the capital name badge. It doesn't do any good. You don't look anything like that. You don't have your reading glasses anyway. And you see this small group of older people, and it's you in the mirror. When I looked at myself with a bag over my head, it hid the person I rationalized, and I saw a stranger with a bag over its head. I saw myself for the first time as others might see me. Unfortunately, my wife had walked in. She had thought at one time, even though I didn't shoot the dog and the dog ended up sleeping with us, and I still don't dance that much, She had thought I was brilliant at one time, until she saw me standing naked with a bag over my head on October 30, 1985, and there I was, muttering, touching myself, and laughing. She said, "It finally happened. You've snapped." I said, "I haven't snapped. It's not what you think." She said, "You've been traveling through too many time zones. Perhaps a job at the university might work for you. What's your problem?" I said, "Wait a minute. PhD, speaker, author. She loved me at one time, sees me naked with the bag over my head. What do you do with it? October 30, try it." I put my fist on my hip, tried to look masculine. I said, "Trick or treat, dear, what do you think?" She looked at me from the chin down and said, "There's no treat there, I'll take the trick." She said, "Be kind to yourself, don't cut eye holes out." I said, "That's just great." But then these days, I look in the mirror and say, how would I like to be married to me? How would I like a father like me? How would I like a child like me if I were my 95-year-old mother? How would I like a friend, a mentor, an author like me if I were them? And that's empathy. Asking questions. I never learn when I lecture, only when I listen unconditionally. I'm enthused about everyone's success, not jealous. I realize that an appropriate touch is worth 1,000 words, and as we said, being there in person. In conclusion, I embrace the double win. I like to say, if you win, I win. Only if you win do I win. I'll give you what you want, I'll get what I want, self-respect. I'll make you glad you talked to me today. I'll be there. I'll try to help you get what you want. I'll make you glad you talked with me today, and someday, just someday, I'd love to have somebody whisper in my ear and say, the ultimate double win. I like me best when I'm with you. When I'm with you, somehow you allow me to be all I can be, and you inspire me to be all that I want. And for some reason, when I'm around you, I have that feeling. And that's the double winner when somebody says to you, this is my battle cry. You get to be my age, you say, chase your passion, not your pension. Chase your passion, you get a pension. You chase your pension, don't do anything with passion. My niece and nephew, David and Heidi Waitley, 3 little girls, 7, 5, and 2. They went out on their anniversary and made a terrible fertility drug mistake. They drank 2 Jose Cuervo perfect margaritas with salt. 2 Jose Cuervo with Grand Marnier perfect margaritas is a fertility drug. You throw caution to the winds. 3 margaritas, not a problem. But 2 is a problem. We're pregnant again, Uncle Dennis. We hope it's a boy this time. I said, it's been decided. You hope it's healthy and that you want it. Going to be 4 children for you. You're only 28 years old. That's a lot of kids at 28, 4. We're thinking it's going to be a boy. She delivered quadruplet girls. It's a true story. I have never laughed as hard, and yet I went down to the Children's Hospital in San Diego and I put on a gauze mask and tried it. I'm Dr. Waitley here for the quads. They said, step aside, sir, you didn't do a thing. I said, I want to see Heidi. There she was, tired, confused. Sure, they heard more than one heartbeat, but margaritas are not fertility drugs. She didn't take one. She just got surprised. How do you feel, Heidi? I'm a little tired. We're going to need a new car. David, you're the father. 2 days growth of beard, eyes like burnt corks. How does it feel to have 7 little girls under the age of 7? He said, we're not going to need a new car. We're never going anywhere again. And they've never gone anywhere again, but that's not the point. The finishing point is, I watched the neonatal nurses and made a decision. For the rest of my life, I'm going to plant shade trees under which I know I'll never sit. I want to be a neonatal nurse. I want to not know that it's time to eat because I'm involved. I want to not know that it's time to get on the freeway because I'm engaged. I want to know that what I'm doing is as important to me as where I'm going. So I want to make a decision. Do I want to be here or want to be there? And I want to make that choice based on my passions, not my responsibilities, my requirements. You'll find me for the rest of my life in every grammar school, junior high, and high school, and all over China, getting ready for the 2008 Olympic Games, saying the same thing. You can be a total winner even if you're a beginner. If you think you can, you can. Think you can, you can. Wear the gold medallion, ride your own black stallion. If you think you can, it's not your talent or the gifted birth. It's not your bank book that determines worth. It isn't in your gender or the color of your skin. It's your attitude that lets you win. Rise above, stay in love, lose the weight, find the perfect mate. Profit and deflation, redirect your nation, make life a celebration. Think you can, it doesn't matter what you've done before. Little difference with the halftime score. It's never over till the final gun is there one. Keep on trying and you find you've won. You grab your dream, then believe it, go out and serve, you'll achieve it. If you think you can, you can. If you think you can, you can. And the high school kids say, oh, sir, you look like a lobster. You don't have the rhythm, sir. And I said, yeah, but you have to admit that the lyrics are good. They said, the lyrics are great. You just need to get more rhythm, sir. And I said, that's okay. We'll win together. I'd like to thank Jim for inviting me to almost like a reunion. I'd like to thank all of you for your attention. And I hope you got one idea. We're sitting. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Dennis Waitley, ladies and gentlemen. Dennis Waitley. All right, what a great morning we've had so far.